Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming out. And I would only say that given the array of elected officials and more importantly, community folks who are here, an 11:30 press conference that starts at about 11:35 is not bad, for at least for our time. You're going to hear from a few speakers. The Pennsylvania Attorney General, Kathleen Kane, has a major announcement to make. I will make some opening remarks and really kind of serving as MC. We have a ton of folks who are here that I need to recognize. Obviously, you see the Attorney General is with us. I want to recognize and thank for his hard work, but he's at a conference right now of Pennsylvania Attorney Generals, District Attorneys. Our local District Attorney, Seth Williams, his office is represented here as well. Police Commissioner Charles Ramsey, of course, is here. Chris Negrin, Deputy Mayor for Administration and Coordination, our Chief of Staff, Edward Gillison, Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, and the Director of Public Safety, Mike Resnick. I'm very, very excited that we have an overwhelming turnout by elected officials. Do my best not to get in any trouble, and these are not in any particular order other than as I saw them. But we're in the 5th Council District, so I want to recognize first and foremost our District Council person for the 5th District and the President of the Philadelphia City Council, Council President Darrell Clark. State Senator Vincent Hughes is here with us, the Chair of the House delegation from Philadelphia, Sherelle Parker. State Senator Stuart Greenleaf is here with us, and the Senator has been a great champion for public safety for a long time. He presently has a resolution pending calling for a joint state commission on preventing violence in Pennsylvania. And I want to, in particular, thank State Senator Stuart Greenleaf. Can we please recognize him for his great work? Sheriff Jewel Williams is here with us. State Representative Tim Briggs is here with us. State Rep Evan Boyle, State Rep J.P. Miranda, the Mayor of Downingtown, Mayor Josh Maxwell. I wrote Mayor Josh Mayer. I have my notes. You might want to adopt that, Mayor. I think I covered all of the elected. So no, I'm sorry. State Representative Vanessa Lowry Brown is here with us as well. Bilal Qayyum is in my notes, but also see him over on the side. Bilal, thank you very much for being here. Dorothy Johnson Spike, Mothers in Charge, and there are a bunch of mothers in charge. We need more mothers in charge here in Philadelphia. It'd be nice if a few dads showed up as well. And all the other community groups and organizations and all of you as citizens. We are excited to be here with you. I want to thank a person who has dedicated a lot of time and resources to the fight against violence, and in particular focused on guns in this city and this state. And that, of course, is Lynn Honick. Lynn, thank you very, very much. Of course, we're right here in the heart of North Philadelphia. We chose to be here at this location. State Representative Brendan Boyle, thank you for being here as well. We chose this location. We know that we have many, many challenges in many areas, certainly in Philadelphia. But right here in this particular neighborhood, we know that we have at times some extraordinary challenges. And so I want to thank again the Council President for his hospitality. Attorney General Kane is going to make her announcement in a second. Let me just say a little bit about what's going on here locally in terms of public safety and common sense gun legislation. Many of you will recall a number of years ago, again, working with then Councilman Clark and a number of members of Philadelphia City Council, we sought to pass some legislation to make Philadelphia a safer place. And I don't know about the Council President, but certainly when I was sued on my 100th day in office as mayor is one of the proudest moments of my entire elected career, trying to do the right thing on behalf of the citizens of the city, and we actually had some success then. We've continued to work with City Council on these matters. And every day on our streets in this city, cities all across the United States of America, people are calling for common sense solutions to the many challenges. There is no one thing that we will do. There are multiple things that we must do. And everyone has a role to play, local, state, federal, community-based organizations, private citizens as well. And so whether it's out on 22nd Street, or Tucson, Aurora, Virginia Tech, and most recently Sandy Hook in Connecticut, the national discussion on issues of gun safety, gun regulations, and gun violence has increased. The momentum has picked up. This is a conversation that will not go away until there is action by those who can take action and those of us who are responsible to take action, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Just last month, I announced the formation of the Sandy Hook Principles, a corporate code of conduct to encourage responsible behavior among businesses that are involved in the gun industry at any level, manufacturer, distributor, or retailer. The City of Philadelphia's Board of Pensions recently voted to adopt those principles, and we're encouraging other organizations and governments and universities and banks and hospitals and anyone with investments to do the same. Also in January, I had the honor of testifying before the U.S. House of Representatives Democratic Steering and Policy Committee about the effects of gun violence in our cities all across America in my capacity as president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. The conference has called on the Congress to enact legislation to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, strengthen the national background check system and eliminate loopholes, strengthen the penalties for straw purchasers of guns, and called on the Congress and the President to create a national commission on domestic terrorism, violence, and crime in America. We've also endorsed President Barack Obama's executive orders addressing the issues of gun violence. Police Commissioner Ramsey has been a leading voice on this issue as the president of the Major City Chiefs Organization and has worked directly with Vice President Biden on his work on behalf of President Obama. Clearly the time for action is now, and each one of us has a role to play, as I mentioned. These are actions that we can take to prevent the tragedies like Newtown and many others, but also the 56th and Massey, the 29th and Diamond, and so many other places across this great city that suffer from the scourge of violence by those who perpetrate it. And so it is my great honor to welcome right here in North Philadelphia the new Attorney General for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Kathleen Kane.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. 24 days ago, when I took office, I stood in the Capitol in the Rotunda, and I told everyone in this Commonwealth, the 13 million people, that we were coming to help, that you weren't alone, that we weren't just going to talk about solutions, we were going to get things done, and that we weren't just going to look at your names on a sheet of paper or in a file that comes across our desk as victims of crime, that we were going to be there for you. I told you that we were coming. I told you that we were coming to help. I told you that we were coming for those who commit violent crimes against our children and our communities and the innocent people who work and live here in North Philadelphia as well as places all across this Commonwealth. And today we are here after 24 days. So I want to thank Dorothy and all of the mothers in charge, because when I say that they inspire me every single day, I mean that. And sometimes maybe it just takes a mom to stand up and get something done and have a common sense approach. Stop talking about the solutions and let's start doing them. And today, that's what we're here to announce. Just this past week on Monday, I signed an amended reciprocal agreement with the state of Florida on the concealed weapons. The Florida loophole is officially closed and the Commonwealth is compliant. As you all know, the Florida loophole allows Pennsylvania residents to mail in a certificate and a check into Florida without any without any proof of residency, and that they then are issued a concealed carry permit from the state of Florida that has for 11 years, since 2001, been recognized in this Commonwealth as a valid permit. That was all because of a poorly written reciprocity agreement. Throughout the years, it has been attempted to try and close that loophole. But for one reason or another, for politics or semantics, or for somebody just not willing to stand up and get it done, it lingered in this Commonwealth. There are about 4,000 residents of Pennsylvania who carry Florida permits who are not residents of Florida. We now will issue 120 days from today's date. Anybody who is a resident of Pennsylvania and who has a Florida concealed carry permit will have 120 days to get a valid Pennsylvania concealed carry permit. After 120 days, we will no longer recognize that permit issued from the state of Florida, and you will be in violation of the law. I want to say that there are a lot of measures that we can take when it comes to making our streets safer. This is just one of them. This is a common sense approach that does not affect anybody's ability, or it does not violate the Second Amendment. There are many things that we can do, and our society, like our laws, need to evolve. We are no longer the people from 200 years ago. Our society isn't like that. We have evolved as communities, we've evolved as people. Unfortunately, criminals have evolved as well, and we need to keep moving with them. The General Assembly passed the strengthened laws regarding straw purchasers, and that is an excellent step as well. And we need to keep taking these steps. We need to keep moving forward as Senator Greenleaf is taking charge of some of these issues and moving us forward and evolving as a society. And I urge all of you to do it. We are taking this to the people of Pennsylvania. You are the ones who need to stand up and write and call and make sure that everyone knows that you are behind these common sense approaches and that you are taking back your neighborhoods, that you are stepping out of your houses and you're stepping down to your streets, and you are going to do something. You're going to stand behind us and support us in making our streets safer and making our children safer in their schools and on their playgrounds. The mayor said it the best. We are here because we chose to come here, because we are not afraid to come to the neighborhoods who are stricken by gun violence and who see their neighbors shot and killed. We are not afraid to be here, and we will not leave until we make some real changes. I appreciate everyone for being here. I appreciate everyone standing behind us. Everyone here has had a part in this, and I want you to recognize them, I want you to support them, and I want you to keep moving forward. We are very proud that we have been able to get this done, and we will continue to move forward with your support and with your help. We have passed out what the renegotiated reciprocity agreement means. We will make sure that we have posted it as of today. It will be on our website, what it means to Pennsylvania residents with the Florida carry, what it means to Pennsylvania residents with the Pennsylvania permit, and what it means to dual residents. We will make this very clear and easy for everyone to understand. We're not trying to play gotcha here. We're trying to make sure that the laws of the Commonwealth are upheld. So please make sure that you post this wherever you can. Florida is being very cooperative, and we thank them for their help. They will be sending out notices to all Pennsylvania residents who have a Florida concealed carry permit, and we will be making sure that the media will help us get the word out, as well as sportsmen's groups and any other interest groups who want to make sure that we do things right. So thank you very much. We are here, we will be back, and we are here whenever you need us. Thank you very much.
I'm going to ask our council president to come up for his remarks. And again, let us recognize our great Attorney General, Kathleen King. Great job.
Right. This is a great day. I was behind the stage and I was talking to the Attorney General, and I said, you have made my day. I'm not talking about Dirty Harry, but you have made my day. This is truly exciting. As the mayor said earlier, we've been working together collectively in the city of Philadelphia, legislators, with our partners in Harrisburg, trying to get some traction on some measures to relieve the gun violence in the city of Philadelphia. And unfortunately, we haven't been in a position to do this. One of the issues that we're here talking about, and I don't want to get into prior administrations, but in the prior administration, we attempted to get what you are talking about today, a simple administrative measure that we thought could close the Florida loophole, and we're still waiting for a response. Obviously, we're not going to get that from the prior administration, but here you are 30 days in office, and you have given us a response. And I want to tell you, this is from City Council, and all the advocates are here, the mayor, and all of the people who are interested in this issue. We are here behind you 100%, because you not only talk the talk as you did during the election, you have now walked the walk. So thank you so much.
Well, next hear from Police Commissioner Ramsey, and then we'll be glad to take any questions from the news media. Commissioner?
Thank you, Mayor. I too want to thank the Attorney General. This is incredible that within this brief period of time she's been able to take such a bold step, and it is deeply appreciated. It was about, I guess, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, that Deputy Mayor Gillison and I actually drove down to Harrisburg to speak with the then Attorney General about this very issue. And I can certainly appreciate President Clark in being so gracious in the way in which he described what took place during those days. I won't be so gracious. She didn't do a damn thing. And it's about time that something happens here that's going to make a difference. We have got a lot of work ahead of us. The streets of this city and cities across America are hemorrhaging because of gun violence. And now's the time to stop it. This is a strong step, but it's not the only step. A lot more has to be done at the state level, and a lot more has to be done at the federal level. But enough is enough. Yes. Children, our children need to be able to believe that they have a future and not think that their life is going to suddenly end at 17 or 18 years old. And that's an unfortunate reality for a lot of our children. And if you don't think you're going to live to see 18, then why would you even bother to go to school and pay attention? I mean, it has such a ripple effect. And I think about whenever we go to a crime scene and we clear that scene, and I think about the tape that's left behind, maybe a blood stain on a sidewalk. Some child's got to walk past that stuff to go to school. And then we wonder why they can't learn. I mean, come on. Everybody has a responsibility to step up and do something. And I mean do something concrete. And I want to thank the Attorney General for taking that step. And I think that we have people here and people across the country that are ready to do what it takes to make a difference so that we can bring safety and security to all of our neighborhoods, and we can end this gun violence that's gripping us right now. There's not a day that goes by that someone is not shot in Philadelphia. That's just a fact. Not a day that goes by. In fact, it's a good day if it's only one or two. Got to stop. So thank you for doing this, and I look forward to being your partner for a while. Yes. I can already tell you're going to be all right.
That was called the blessing, and the Commissioner laid it out. So we'd be pleased to take any questions from the news media about this particular announcement today.
Mayor, what do you feel is the impact of this? What does this do now, closing this loophole? How important is it?
Well, I guess a couple things, and I'm certainly going to ask the AG to speak on this. First of all, it is absurd that in many instances, what you have is people who cannot legitimately get a concealed carry permit in Pennsylvania, where they live, and then go through some BS process in another state where they don't live, send in an application, pay whatever the thing is, and suddenly you have in your own state what you can't get in your own state from another state who has no idea who you are or what you're about. That is insane. So this closes that and ends that nonsense. So they get their notice. The legitimate people, if there are within that 4,000 or so, will then apply, and then whatever happens, happens. And all the rest of that nonsense goes away. That's what this is about.
It enforces Pennsylvania law, number one, and it also keeps guns out of the hands of irresponsible gun owners. If you cannot get a permit in Pennsylvania, then you should not have a gun in Pennsylvania, and that's exactly what
Do we have numbers on incidences of people with this permit from Florida in violence? Do you have any numbers?
I can provide some exact figures for you, but it's not uncommon for us to find a person who we know we have rejected here, and they've got a permit to carry from Florida. I can get you actual numbers, but it's not uncommon at all that they go online and they simply get a permit from Florida, and it just doesn't make any sense. If we reject them, then they should be rejected. They can appeal that. There is a process in place for that, but rather than even go through the appeal process, they just go through this loophole because it exists.
Commissioner, are we talking about people with criminal records?
Now, if you've got a criminal conviction and you go into our PIC system and you are rejected even in Florida, but there are many people who have had multiple arrests. We have a process by which we background check, we interview people that know them very well. And many of these folks will tell us flat out, this is not a person who needs to have a gun, and we will reject them based on that. Yet they can still go around the system and get a permit from Florida. But if you have a felony conviction and you go into the system, then you're going to be rejected. Our problem is we have a lot of people that are engaged in all kinds of activities and are just not the kind of folks you want to have walking around the street with a gun.
Councilor, there's a comment about this.
Thank you, Mayor. Real quick, there's one issue, and as a person, as I've acknowledged, who owns a gun and at one point had a permit to carry, I was kind of surprised that you're able to go to a gun show, you have a permit to carry, you basically purchase the gun there. So the assumption is that you pass muster as it relates to a permit to carry, and you should be able to have a gun. You can go in a gun show with a Florida permit to carry and go to a gun show. And because we have no limitations on the number of guns that you can purchase, nor do we have lost and stolen requirement to report the lost and stolen guns. Basically what happens, people go with a Florida permit, purchase a whole lot of guns, they walk out, they do whatever they do with them, right? And they don't have to report them if it's found in the commission of a crime. So I think, and they can buy, as I said earlier, as many guns. So it's a big issue because our statutes clearly have a different set of standards as it relates to what Florida has. So I'm very happy that we closed this. So it's much broader than simply catching an individual.
So are you saying it's been a license for straw purchases?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I can give you one instance. There was, and I believe it was here in Philadelphia, there was a gentleman who was denied a Pennsylvania permit because he was a homicide suspect. And then he went out and killed a 17-year-old with a Florida carry permit on him. So that's one instance. There was another one where a guy was chased into his house. The police went in. He had stolen police vests as well as guns. And when he had a valid permit from Florida to carry, and when the police said to him, "Why do you have a Florida carry permit? You're a Pennsylvania resident," he said, "Because I couldn't get one from Pennsylvania." So there are many instances, from murders right to domestic violence to all types of crime where people have Florida carry permits and they are residents of Pennsylvania.
Take one or two last questions.
Well, Florida isn't the only place that allows this type of reciprocity. You've got other states that do similar. Are you going to address them?
We have 28 reciprocity agreements across this country between Pennsylvania and 28 other states. but their laws are very similar to our laws, and that's what the problem was. And they did not recognize, they did not issue permits from their state to Pennsylvania residents. And that's where the Florida loophole occurred. We had Pennsylvania residents obtaining permits from Florida and then being recognized here in Pennsylvania. That's what the loophole was, and that's what's been changed, because Florida will no longer issue permits to valid Pennsylvania residents.
I want to thank you all very much for being here, and I'm going to ask you one more time. Let's give a big, big round of applause.
Yeah.